Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. This is going to be a sort of a versus video. I'm going to be talking to you about two types of aim, flick and track. We're going to compare the two and find out which one's better. So, yep. Hopefully you'll enjoy this video, and if you do, leave a like rating down below and subscribe if you're new. I really appreciate that. These videos take a little while to make, all the editing and stuff, so please go down there and show your appreciation and subscribe. That would be very much so appreciated. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into it right about now. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and start talking to y'all about what are track and flick aim. What is track and what is flick aim? Track is where you track your opponent and see where he goes and shoot as he goes. It's probably the best aim out there probably, but we're gonna compare the two and see what is actually better, track or flick. So that's what track is. So and flick is like this. You can so flick allows you to change your direction of fire to where your opponent adjusts to. So you adjust your fire based on where your opponent adjusts to move. So like this. Well, stupid glider to play. Alright. Like this. He moved downward like that. You can flick it nice and easily and get a little bit of damage, and you can probably get a very high damage rating. So say your opponent's right there, and then he flicks back downward, you can do that if you can anticipate his move. Now, which one is better? We're going to compare the two. Now, we're going to start with track aim. Track aim has one thing that is very useful in certain situations, and that is damage rating. When you're tracking somebody, you can probably get a few more hit markers than with flicks, because flicks rely on luck, honestly, and just awareness of where your opponent is. So track aim, you're probably going to get more damage done with it. Now, that's not saying flick aim can't do a lot of damage. Flick aim is obviously, you can obviously get really lucky and hit a headshot with the flick aim. But, for right now, yeah. So, track aim, it can do a little bit more damage, but then once flicks hit, you can at least you can maybe do that, and I hit the spacebar once. You could probably do that and get a quick 220 maybe if you're that skilled, or you just get lucky enough. But it takes a certain amount of skill to use flick aim. Track aim is probably one of the easiest aims to learn how to do. Just track like that, and it works with a variety of guns. You do track aim with SMGs, you do track aim with shotguns, and you do track aim with ARs as well. Now, with shotguns, you do this, and then say he moves, you can do that if he moves. So you can dunk them, and if they move, then you can flick them nice and easily. So another advantage track aim has is that it's nice and easy to learn. I started using track aim, like, that's probably what everyone's gonna start doing as soon as they play a first person or third person shooter game. They're gonna use track aim, and that's because it's the easiest aim to learn how to do. Flick aim requires a bunch of skill, and if you jump, it requires a lot of luck and concentration. As to where track aim doesn't really require much. And so, flick aim, now, those are the pros of track aim. Now let's go over the pros of flick aim. Now, flick aim, it allows you to adjust to your opponent just as fast as to where your opponents adjust to. By that, I mean, say your opponent's right here, directly under you, and you don't really want to go for the edit shot, you want to go for a trick shot, but then all of a sudden, as soon as you jump, he moves over here. So if you get like that, you can flick it kind of over as soon as he moves, but it's really hard to do that, and so that's why most people don't go for flick shots most. And you can also use flick shots with RPGs as well, so like that. So, flick aim can be used with a bunch of variety of guns and weapons throughout the game. So, the pros of it, it can, its chip damage is massive. Like, if you get a shot off, it doesn't have to be like a hundred or over 100. If you could just get a chip damage, then that's one step closer to taking out your opponent and potentially winning the fight. All right, so yeah, chip aim is very important, and that flick aim allows you to do that insanely easily. It's just hard to learn how to use flick aim. And yeah, flick aim, it's like once you do flick aim a bunch, it's like the overall skill level it takes to do it, it's just nasty. It's literally nasty once you hit it. If you hit a flick for a 220, well then that's just disgusting, honestly. And so people are probably gonna say, "Oh, you have aimbot, that, and that." But yeah, I don't care what they say because it's pure skill, and flick aim is a combination of skill and luck, is what I believe.